Hello and welcome to another episode of the AstraZeneca Women in Tech series. I'm your host, Ben Benton, and today I'm joined by Yadeli Ibarra from our cybersecurity compliance team based in Guadalajara, Mexico. Yadeli, welcome to the episode. How are you?
Thank you, Ben. Well, I'm very excited to share some thoughts today.
Good. I'm excited too, and thank you for joining me. I think you're only our second woman from Mexico, so it's great that we're getting more and more women from Mexico coming on. And I've never been out, but I've heard it's a fantastic place. So to start with, can you share a bit about what you do and maybe a bit about the team that you work within as well?
Sure. Well, my current role is a cybersecurity controls and compliance manager. I am part of the cybersecurity compliance team. This is within CSIS. One of the main goals for our team is to establish what are the security controls that all of us should follow. This is to make sure that the AstraZeneca systems and data is secure. And we are doing this through the security policy framework. So our team is the one who launched the security policy, the security standards, the security SBCs from different technologies, and the security SOPs as well. So our team is also give consultancy support to different teams just to help them to achieve the compliance levels, to identify some gaps and some cyber risks, and also to help them through the risk mitigation. So this is we are making all of our hands that make sure that AstraZeneca is secure.
Excellent. That's a very good summary. So cybersecurity for me is an interesting area. I think for most people, it's kind of the secret stuff that you don't really get to hear about, all the threats you stop, all the cyber attacks. But what I guess for you then, what's the most enjoyable aspect of what you do?
I will say two things. First thing is that you never finish to learn. Cybersecurity is one area that is moving very fast, and you need to be every day. So I'm learning new things. That is something that I really enjoyed. The second one is as you say, it is something that is embedded across all the organization, and it has also given me the opportunity to understand and to work with teams across not just across cybersecurity or CSIS, but also across the different CFIT areas. So this has been allowed me to have a bigger picture about how AstraZeneca operates, and it is really interesting for me to understand for instance how commercial or operations or they are how they are supporting the business, and also how they are enabled function there, what are the main key applications that are using, and how they are supporting the overall AstraZeneca. That has been very interesting for me, because it's kind of having this big picture that every day I'm discovering some pieces here in the map. So excellent. That is something that I really like.
Brilliant. So what did you want to be when you were growing up?
It's very I could say for me it has been since a kid. When I saw the first computer, I fell in love with the computers. And I don't have any other memory that about myself that I want to be something else. No, I just was from since kind of 10 or 11 years that I saw the first computer. I say I want to study something related with computers. I didn't know that was computer engineer, but it was something that I say, yes, I want to do this. And then when I was kind of 12 years old, I saw the first hackers movie that is called Hackers, and I see oh, I didn't know that we can kind of control the world using a computer. And for me that was a kind of wow moment. And I say oh, I want to work on that. I want to protect the world from bad guys, and that is. And then years later, I discovered that was an area for that one that is called security, information security, and that is why we can say I have these two moments in my life that makes an impact in my future. The first one was like this wow moments for when I saw the first computer, and the second one is when I saw this movie that I say like, I think they were really key, like wow, or like moments that make an impact in my life.
Yeah, and I love that, because it's very rare that especially for me, to see when I talk to people that they have those moments growing up and they go on to fulfill their childhood dream. So it's really interesting to see you being in love with a computer, watching that movie, and then actually going to kind of live your childhood dream. So that's fantastic.
Yes.
And I guess that brings me on to, what was it like growing up in Mexico as a young woman in tech? What was it like?
Well, coming from a, like, we can say like macho culture, it has been like challenge, but in the other side, like also coming from the millennial generation, it has been like a lot of opportunities. Like the challenge, like we can say like challenge from the university, because like I have like some teacher that they say like in like kind of like, I am not expecting like you as a woman will understand this because this is for men, or like kind of like why you are putting so many effort here if at the end you will get like married and you will have kids. And so this kind of like culture minds that I have like to facing. There were like, I remember there was one occasion where there was one teacher that he was like calling like engineer to my classmates, and they like say like engineer, and they come back and say Yadeli, and I asked him like, why you didn't call me engineer? And he said like, because you don't have the level to be an engineer. And that was like kind of like wow. But that moments helped me, like instead of making me feel bad, it makes me feel like motivated to demonstrate myself that I can do it as well. And I say like this, I saw that this become like opportunities for me, because like to be say like I was like against the statistics in terms of like if I want to get a job in a security role, it was like very hard, because like for instance, if there were like kind of 20 jobs for software engineer, there were just one from infrastructure, and if there were just like 20 jobs for infrastructure, there was just one from security. So like the chance that I have to join in a or take in a role in a security area was like very short for me. But at the end, I say like I have a lot of opportunities, because I did it. I started my professional career as a security engineer in a global company, and I say like I can say that being of the millennial generation, it also had give me a lot of opportunities, because I see that from my experience, like I have been reflected what older generation has been like fighting for in terms of giving more opportunities to women, like giving like more like empowerment or leadership roles. That is something that we can say like the older generation fight for them, and that is something that I have living. I couldn't say that I have been like not opportunities in my career, because I have been always having opportunities. And I think like this is like I'm living at this like culture change right now, that it's like very important also, not just for me, but also for older generation and for women from older generations.
Yeah, brilliant. And I mean that. I mean, you should be proud, because you've had to go through and some women probably have given up and thought, actually no, there's too many challenges. There's the cultural challenge of IT being very male dominated, and I can easily see why other women would be put off. But I mean, well done to you for persevering and for getting where you are, because I think that's a huge motivation. I think other women will look at you and go, wow, we can do it. There's nothing stopping us. You just got to be brave and strong. that there's more women now doing these things, and actually we're getting rid of that narrative that IT and tech is just for men, or it's a male thing, and it's completely not. So brilliant, thank you for sharing that. My next question is, I guess, what advice would you give? You probably have given a lot of advice there, but what one piece of advice would you give to other girls, maybe kind of at university right now, looking into a tech career? What advice would you give to them?
I would say as you say, just do it. Don't don't think so much about you won't get it. Just do it. And don't believe when people tell you you are not good enough for it, or you cannot do it because you are a woman. Just don't believe that. We can do anything we want if we believe in ourselves. So we just need to believe in ourselves, and we just need to fight for what we want to do. And also I will say this tech career are not for all people. They are just for people who wants to have an impact and wants to make a change in the world. So I think that is something that is very inspiring for me to be in a tech and winning a tech career.
Great. And thank you for that. So I've got 2 more questions left. And the next question is really to get you to look into the future, if you can. And being where you are within your technology career, what one thing do you predict for the future of technology, or one thing that you think will change as the years go
on? I will say that we will have a lot of Internet of Things and artificial intelligence embed everywhere, in the schools, in the house, in the way we move, in the organization. But also I think we will have plenty of opportunities for people in tech. And because at the end I think we are very lucky, because we are the ones who are changing the world, for good, sometimes for bad, but most of the things are positive.
Definitely. And I agree. I think you're right there that particularly things like artificial intelligence, we're seeing more and more of it wherever we go, and it's exciting. But as you say, sometimes technology can be a hindrance, but
can be scary, but
fingers crossed not. Good. And on to my last question, really about how we can what ideas that you might have that we can do to really support greater female representation within technology.
I can keep working on this cultural change to remove some bias, removing this their different roles of profession and should not be defined by gender. And also something that I was thinking the other day was well, I don't know how it is in UK, but here in Mexico, students, they doesn't have very close, or they are not very close with different organizations. For instance, until you are on the university, you have the opportunity to go and visit 1 or 3 different companies. But I think if the schools can have that partnership with some organization that from science kids, they are bringing these kids to the different organization. Probably they could have this wow, or that these wow moments in his or her lives to make them take a decision to move into a tech role. I am an adult. I have the opportunity to go to the Macclesfield campus in UK, and I was taking a tour for one of the operation facilities, and I was wow, about how the different drugs are built, and I say wow, for me it was that wow moment. But if that is also if some kids or teenagers can have that kind of opportunities, I think they will be that could be something that could help to have that impact and to make the things to choose a tech career.
Great. No, I completely agree, and I think that's a really good idea. And that brings us to the end of the episode. So Yadeli, thank you so much for being such a great guest, and giving up your time and speaking with me. it's been really interesting. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I could just say one last thing.
Yeah, please do.
That is something like something that happened just this weekend, and this like a woman that I started to admire. Her name is Andrea Mesa. She just won Miss Universe this weekend.
Oh wow!
She is from Mexico and she's a software engineer. So I think like she just broke big stereotypes about like beauty, intelligence, and engineers cannot be together. And she just like break that stereotypes, and that is something like it has been like very inspiring for me to know that. And wow,
that's
just want to recognize her. Yes.
No, thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. And brilliant. So yeah, and to the viewers, thanks again for watching. If you've enjoyed the session, which I hope you really have, please feel free to get involved and comment or share. And if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the series for all the latest episodes. But in the meantime, please do take care, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.